April has been quite the month for Canadians. Started out with a bit of a low, April 1st, as we get a carbon tax increase. So the price of everything goes up, inflation, your family gets screwed over, you're going to be poor, and, that sucks. But April 2nd, Tuesday, April 2nd, we get Justin Trudeau forced to come out in public and admit that mass migration has destroyed the country and made housing less affordable. Now, this is a pretty amazing statement from Justin Trudeau. Now, it's people are playing it like he's been finally forced to admit that the sky is blue. I'll show you the clip. It's actually it's a bit different. So the conversation in Canada, if you're not aware, Canada, right here, it is a gender studies classroom just north of America. And the conversation we've been having over immigration since 2015 and Justin Trudeau is one side has said the sky is blue. The other side, the mainstream side, has said the sky is non-binary. This has been the debate for 10 years or so, and everyone who says the sky is blue is a racist. Now, we've kind of come to, is Justin Trudeau admitting that the sky is blue? I'm kind of saying he's actually saying, well, the sky is a shade like navy, possibly a bit brighter. That's kind of what he's admitting here. He's getting to it. And this is rather important. So we'll go over the part of it, but it's a rather beautiful clip to watch. I'll show it to you here, because not only is he forced to admit the sky is blue, but he is getting heckled the entire time, and there's clearly some Indigenous people with some drums there giving it to him. So let's go over Justin Trudeau, the most diverse, and I mean, just look at that. Look at this man. Who wouldn't want him as your leader?
It's really important to understand the context around immigration. Every year, we bring in about 450, now close to 500,000 permanent residents.
More than 2% of our population.
That is part of the necessary growth of Canada. It benefits our citizens, our communities, it benefits our economy. These are the levels that we have stabilized and grown steadily over the past years, because that's what Canada needs to continue to have a strong economy and strong communities.
Not really.
However, over the past few years, we've seen a massive spike in temporary immigration, whether it's temporary foreign workers or whether it's international students in particular, that have grown at a rate far beyond what Canada has been able to absorb. To give an example, in 2017, 2% of Canada's population was made up of temporary immigrants. Now, we're at 7.5% of our population comprised of temporary immigrants. That's something that we need to get back under control, both for the benefits of those people, but as international students, we're seeing increasingly vulnerable to mental health challenges, to not being able to thrive and get the education they want, but also increasingly more and more businesses relying on temporary foreign workers in a way that's driving down wages in some sectors. So we want to get those numbers down. It's a responsible approach to immigration that continues on our permanent residents as we have, but holds the line a little more on the temporary immigration that has caused so much pressure in our communities.
Well, there you have it. Okay, so it's just a temporary immigration for workers, right? So this is why I say he's not admitting the sky is blue. He's admitting it's sort of navy, maybe a bit lighter. He's opening it. And remember, 15 minutes ago, this was a deeply racist position, like Adolf Hitler level view to say, hey, guys, 7.2% of your population being temporary immigrants, that might not be good for social cohesion. But you saw in the first half, he's still like, okay, Canada, a country of like 35 million people, still needs 500,000 new people a year. Sorry. What I've always described the liberal approach on immigration is, it's like if you saw the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, there's a father, the Greek father, one of his quirks is he thinks Windex fixes everything, right? So it's great for cleaning everything. You know, he has an elbow problem, he's soaking it in Windex. Ha 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 ha. But this is sort of how the liberals view immigration. It's just immigration is a net good, therefore it's good for everything. And this is sort of brought on to sort of the straw man boogeyman, and some of these people exist, right? You'll find some of these fringe people who are like, no more immigrants ever, all immigrants are bad, Canada should have zero immigrants, right? And that's not a logical position. That will lead to societal collapse. Like you can't have a society without any immigration, right? But immigration has always been a function of economics, right? The right amount of immigration is good. The wrong amount of immigration is bad. That could be too many, too few. We've been on the far too many side because the too few immigrant side has been viewed as the racist side, and no one wants to be racist. So they tend to go along with the, Windex immigration, my big fat Greek wedding thing, the Trudeau, right? Immigration isn't that good. This is what is driving Canada for 10 years, right? So they would mess up a policy and think to be going bad. They would say, well, the way we're going to fix this problem in Canada since 2015 is throw immigration onto it. That's literally been our plan. Just mass migration, just throw more immigrants at every problem because immigration is good, and anyone who says immigration isn't good is bad and racist. The reason why this is so significant is you might be in a family of totally normal, reasonable people where all your friends and your family, you can explain this to them and they understand the sky is blue. You can say, you can go and to most of your family members be like, see the sky being blue. This is the color blue. It's blue. And they're like, yeah, why do you need to tell me that? Of course I know. But some of us know people who are more prone to believing the sky is green. I come from a family of very, very, very well-educated people. So some of these people are more prone to believing the sky is green than less educated people, because the sky is green is a very fancy, over-technical nonsense. But one of the things that holds up the belief that the sky is green or that mass migration is good is its general coverage in the mainstream media. And, we all know people, or some of us know people, that won't believe something is true until the official, whether it's CBC, the Toronto Star, the Globe and Mail, if they're lefties, they'll ignore the National Post. But one of these establishment organizations, or Justin Trudeau himself, has to come out and say the sky is blue for them to believe the sky is actually blue, right? It is not blue until the experts say so. Now that Justin Trudeau has finally gotten and at least partially admitted that mass migration has problems, it's a lot harder to, in general, keep that segment of the population, which is very sort of reliant on mainstream news, in line on this issue, right? This is a fundamental, like, you can see why Justin Trudeau is hurting through the entire thing, because even he understands the implications of what he's done here. By saying that, immigration is driving up housing prices and that immigration is driving down wages, it means that when we say this, they can't come after us with the racist thing, which is the primary way that we've been able to, push mass migration on the population, is if you don't believe in mass migration, you are racist. Well, now that Chief Gender Studies Officer of Canada, Justin Trudeau, has said, well, here's some problems with immigration, you can no longer use the racism slur on these things. And that is one of the primary things that holds a lot of people in line in Canada, especially in urban centers, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Vancouver. A lot of the upper middle class in these cities and urban areas are highly educated, but miseducated in a lot of senses, and they rely on expertise. It makes sense, right? If you have some share of the expertise, right, you have a master's, you have you're a lawyer, you're that, you have all the sort of accreditations, you of course want to believe in a system where these accreditations have value, so you put value in them because you benefit from them. This is now sort of a breaking the flood dam, where the expert opinion is now the sky is actually blue. Now, there will be no mea culpas from any of these people who called you racist for saying the sky was blue 15 minutes ago, but they will now pretend that they have always believed that the sky has been blue in perpetuity, and you did not. This is progress. It does mean that we will be able to have some sort of reasonable debate on immigration, and it's another sign that, the Liberals are going to get absolutely blown out of the water in 2025. But we still have another year of Chief Diversity and Equity Officer of Canada running the place 100 miles an hour into the ground. Probably not the best.